Good afternoon and welcome to Lichtsinn Motors here in Forest City, Iowa. I'm Ron Litz and I want to welcome each of you to our live webcast today. We're broadcasting live at 2 o'clock Central here on Wednesday, June 12th. And I want to welcome each of you. We have about 115 people logged in right now, some of your closest RVing friends. And we're going to walk through the all-new 2014 Winnebago Touring Coach Era 70X here at our dealership. Before we get started, I just want to cover a couple of housekeeping items. We've had really great success with making these as interactive as possible, and we've had a lot of great questions that have come into people as we go through the interactive presentation. And if you log into the lower right-hand corner of your screen and establish a chat handle, you can actually chat in questions that'll come instantly to my tablet that we'll actually cover as we go through this live orientation of the all-new 2014 70X. Also, keep in mind that any of our sales consultants can do a live interactive presentation on any of our in-stock RVs live in the comfort of your own home or office at any point in time on any of our in-stock RVs. We're literally only 1 mile north of the Winnebago, Itasca, and Winnebago Touring Coach division of Winnebago Industries, making us America's closest dealer to Winnebago Industries here in Forest City, Iowa. Today we're going to unveil for you the all-new 2014 Winnebago Era 70X, which is one of two models that we have, the second being the 70A, which is the twin bed model that we'll actually have coming here in about a week or so. And so we'll be able to actually walk through the 70A with you with any of our sales consultants at any point in time. Also, just a little bit of background. Many of you are familiar with the Winnebago Era. Winnebago has actually established a new Winnebago Touring Coach division, all new for 2014, to make way for the all-new Travato, which will be coming early fall of 2014. Today we're going to cover for you the 70X that we have here in stock. We already have a few 14s already on the road with happy RVers out there. So we're going to get started here on the all-new 2014 Era 70X. And before we get started, I'm just going to make a couple of introductions. Behind the camera we have Josh Dam, our Marketing and Special Events Director, and also Casey Singlestead, our RV Sales Manager. So I'm going to toss the mic to Casey. And again, be sure to chat in any questions that you have.
All right. As Ron mentioned, this is the 2014 Era. We happen to have the 70X model here today. One of the new things for 2014 are the exterior paint options. So as you're all used to seeing in prior years, the Era was previously white, and now of course we have, this is the carbon black exterior paint, and then there's also a silver option now in addition to the white. So we do stock both the black as well as the silver options. Another new option for 2014 is the new LED light strip that's located in the 13-foot awning. This is a nice little accent that Winnebago has added to all of their lines for 2014 that has this new LED light strip. In the Era, it's located right here on the edge of the awning, and some of the other models is actually right up on the awning rail itself.
And Casey, if I can interrupt, a real good question from Roger that just came in wanting to know who is actually painting the Era for 2014.
Is it at Studio?
Mercedes.
Oh, right. It actually comes painted from Mercedes in these colors. Thank you. So it comes right from Mercedes in either the white, the silver, or the black exterior color. All right, we'll kind of make our way around. As you know, with the Class Bs, this is a conversion van that Winnebago essentially just builds everything inside of it. So you have some nice frameless windows. They're the jalousie tip-out style, so that way you can still leave these open if you do have nominal rain. One of the new things for 2014, Winnebago did have the stainless steel valance in prior years. Previously it was more of a rocker panel, and this year they've changed that into this nice little chrome strip that goes all the way down the side of the coach. And so that's on both sides of the RV in addition to the chrome panel that's located up front. Moving around to the rear, you have your rear entry doors that do swing all the way open. And then of course this is going to be the back side of the electric sofa bed that's located here in the 70X. 70A, the storage back here is slightly different. You have the storage is slightly higher, and then there's actually a pull-out storage tray that's located in the 70A. But this is the storage location for your pedestal table that can either be located at the front or the rear of the coach. Is located here underneath the sofa.
I think, Casey, if I can interrupt, Daryl chatted in a question. I know Daryl's been on a lot of our webcasts, wanting to know just what exactly is the tow rating.
Sure. With the Mercedes Sprinter chassis, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. And then it also has a 500-pound vertical tongue weight. So this is the 3.0 liter Mercedes-Benz that we all know and love. It's the V6 and has 188 horsepower and 325 pounds-feet of torque. Moving up to the top, you'll see that it does feature the rear camera. Makes it very easy for you to get maneuvered and positioned once you're at your campsite or even when you're at home getting loaded, things of that nature. That'll automatically turn to your rear camera anytime that the RV is in reverse, and then you can manually select it at any point as well.
Another good question that just came in from Scott, if we can zip back to the awning real quick, Josh, wanting to know whether or not the LED lights are 12 volt or if you have to be plugged in.
The 12 volt, yeah. The LED lights are 12 volt. So you do not have to be plugged in order to have those turned on. There's simply a switch just inside the entry door that will control those lights.
And then also a great upgrade for 2014 is the fact that this is actually now a powered patio awning.
Yes.
We'll cover that switch when we get inside the coach.
All right.
One sweeping shot here.
Yep. We'll just cover one quick shot here on the passenger side. The coach is 30 amp. As you can see, we've got that currently plugged in. Otherwise on this side, you'll just see kind of some of the controls, your furnace, the water heater location, and then down below is actually where your service different items will be for when you're filling with water, dumping the coach, things of that nature is in the lower compartment. Josh, from here you can also get a good shot up on the roof. Winnebago did upgrade the air conditioning unit for 2014. This now includes a heat strip, so that you do have the option for that AC heat pump kind of advantage, so that way you can take the chill off of the air on some of those cooler days when you're out using your RV. And then you also, of course, have the high-definition jack TV antenna so that you can get high-definition local channels when you're at your campsite.
So before we jump back inside, one question, wanting to know what the plastic grills are up on the top valance there. That came in from Eric, actually.
Yep.
Good question.
Winnebago did add the exterior speaker system this year, so that way you get a nice way of listening to your radio. That's actually the stereo system that's inside of your RV. You can now listen to that here sitting on the exterior of the coach.
And another good question just came in from Jan, wanting to know what the expected fuel economy is.
Sure. That's one of the greatest benefits of the Sprinter chassis with the diesel engine is you do get really great fuel economy. A lot of our customers that are in the era are getting anywhere around that 17 to 19 type of mark for fuel economy. Some of them achieving greater than that, some of them slightly below. A lot of it really depends on what your driving conditions are, as to the type of terrain that you're on, how hilly it is, the type of wind that you're dealing with. All of that will come into play, but overall gets really great fuel economy. For a lot of people, it's very similar to what you might get in your own personal vehicle, whether it be an SUV or a truck.
Yeah, and in some cases actually better than a full-size SUV. So a great question that came in from Jan. Another great feature with the diesel platform is the fact that it does have the torque or the power. I mean, we obviously have a 5,000-pound factory-installed tow package, but we also have 325 pounds-feet of torque, so it certainly has the power to get up and go in the mountain.
Yep. Kind of taking a look, as you can see here in the front area of the 70X, one of the nice features of this is that you do have 4 captain's chairs located right here at the front of the coach. And you get lots of options with this. As you can see, all of them rotate and swivel so that you can have your chair exactly in the position that you like it. And this is another optional location for that pedestal table so that you can easily seat 4 around a table here in this area. Both of these 2 captain's chairs here towards the rear are both removable, so that you can take those out, and actually in place of the one that's behind the driver's seat, you can actually take that out and put in the optional storage cabinet. So that comes along with all of the 70Xs that we have here in stock at Lichtsin's, so that way you can get some additional storage in place of that chair.
Another good question that just came in from John, wanting to know what type of leather the seats are.
Winnebago utilizes what's called ultra leather. So basically what this is rather than using genuine leather that, you know, we all have that at some point, whether it's in furniture that you have in your home or a vehicle that you own. And the trouble with genuine leather is that it tends to crack and crease, and that collects dirts and oils and all of those cracks and creases and just really ages it. Ultra leather is made to be extremely durable, so it doesn't do that. It's also extremely soft to the touch in comparison to genuine leather, and it also doesn't react to temperature in the same way. So on those hot summer days when you get into your car and your legs are sticking to the chair, or vice versa in the winter and it's extremely cold, the ultra leather does not react to it in that way, so that it won't be quite as extreme in those temperatures. Alright, if you want to hop up into the cab area, we'll take a look at the all-new infotainment center that's located here in the cab. So as we mentioned when we were outside, this does hook into your rear camera. You can view that at any time simply by hitting the cam button. Otherwise, it'll automatically go to that anytime the vehicle is in reverse. Otherwise, you have your general radio. This does have the Sirius Xm option. You can, great capabilities out of this stereo system. You can actually pair that with your phone. We've done that with Ron's phone today. So you literally have all of your music that you have on your cell phone. You have all of your contacts. You can make calls, receive calls. It's all extremely easy to use. It's very easy to get your device paired to that. As you can see now, this is currently on Ron's phone, and so we can virtually make a phone call. We can take a phone call right from the screen, so that way you're not having to run to your phone in order to do that. Another really nice upgrade to the infotainment center this year is that Winnebago is utilizing the Mcnally technology in the navigation system. What's really great about this is you can completely customize it for your RV. So you actually go ahead and put in the length, the height, all right in RV info. You type in everything that is your coach. So the fact that it's a Class B, the size of your propane bottle, the length, the height, everything, the width of your coach, and then it'll actually choose the route that's best utilized for your coach based on bridge clearance, bridge weight restrictions. It takes all of that into consideration. You also have, you can customize checklists. They have default ones for you of things to do before you leave a campsite, when you set up at a campsite. It has all those checklists, and you can customize your own as well as you're out RVing. So that way you can utilize those as you go. You can track all of your maintenance, the fuel that you get. So, I mean, truly, it's your computer to use as you like. So really, really great technology. The navigation, you can get turn-by-turn navigation, and just a really great system. Can show you different RV service locations, different campsites. It'll pull up all the campgrounds available in the area that you're headed to, so really just makes RVing that much easier.
As we're taking a break and transitioning from the infotainment, I just want to let Mike know. Mike, we did get your question on the refrigerator. We're going to cover that here in a second. Scott had actually just chatted in a question wanting to know the overall length and the overall height. And this will fit actually in a 10-foot garage. The overall height is 9 feet 11 inches to the most standard feature, and then the actual length is 24 feet 1 inch. So good question that came in from Scott. And Mike, your refrigerator question is coming here just in a few minutes.
Alright, so everything else here in the cab is pretty much as we're used to it from Mercedes. You get a nice tilt and telescoping steering wheel so that you can get completely comfortable. All of the chairs are completely adjustable, so that way you can get it exactly the way that you like it, with lumbar support, and all the different adjustments that you need for a chair to be comfortable during a long trip.
A lot of light-duty passenger automotive conveniences, including keyless entry for all 3 doors. You've got a nice carbon fiber applique package over the dash. Automatic climate control that you can set just to the right hand of the gear shift selector right there. So a lot of things that really make this feel like a second vehicle, which has really been a great target audience for Winnebago Industries.
One of the really nice things that Winnebago utilizes as well is the cab window blind that goes across the front of the windshield, because it actually allows you to completely close off this windshield without having a curtain that you're trying to, whether it's snap into place or keep velcroed into place. So that way you can truly use this entire cab area and still have privacy once you are at your campsite. All of the lights inside of the Era are LED, so they stay nice and cool to the touch. and of course don't use up as much energy as well. Kind of taking a look at this control panel here that's just to your right. This is basically where all of your systems are going to be located. Makes it nice and easy to find all of your controls. Water heater located here, as well as your auxiliary battery that you can quickly disconnect that. You can start and stop your generator. This is a 2.5 kilowatt Cummins Onan. It is an LP powered generator. Everything for your water heater, water pump, your levels. You can do all of that from there. This here will control your furnace. And then of course all of your lights are labeled so that you know exactly which lights you're turning on and off. And then as Ron mentioned, awning, this is going to be the control for that light, that LED light strip that is in it, and then also very easy to take in and out now that that is electric. On our opposite side is where you'll find the Galley. Winnebago kind of gives you all the tools that you need. It already comes with a silverware tray that's specifically fitted for the drawer. All of the drawers that Winnebago uses are the full-length extension that are on metal ball bearing glides, so that way you can truly access every inch of storage, which we all know is precious in a Class B. But one of the great things about the 70X is that you're not short on storage between all of the drawers that you have, as well as you can see overhead, you virtually have a full bank of storage that goes the entire length of the era.
And as we're working our way up here, another question that Scott had just chatted into us, and thank you for that question, Scott, wanting to know the overall ceiling height, and the overall ceiling height, Scott, is 6 feet 3 inches inside.
Yep. You get the nice padded vinyl that's on the ceiling, really nice finish to that. We talked about the air conditioner earlier. The jack antenna is just above where Josh is at now. Makes it very easy to see what your signal strength is at, so that you don't have to spend as much time testing where the best signal would be for optimal channels. You also have a nice powered ventilator fan that's located here at the front by Fantastic Fan. Really great at circulating air throughout an RV, so that way you can get some nice natural air circulated through. You can control the speed on that as well. Here in the Galley, you have pretty much everything that you'd need. Everything is made to conserve space, so you have the flip-up glass cover that's on both the sink as well as the two-burner range. So that way, when those are not in use, you have some additional countertop space, which is great. This is also Corian countertops that you'll see in the era. There's a really nice finish, very easy to clean and maintain, and looks very nice as well, very durable. Just below the two-burner range is where you'll find the refrigerator. This is by Dometic. We'll swing that open. What's really great about this is not only do you get the refrigerator space, but then you also have the ice box that's located in here as well, so that way you can keep some frozens inside the refrigerator. So it's a very easy system to use. Nice power strip here. It has everything here is just a digital of exactly what you're using, so that you can see the temperature setting that you're on, as well as which power supply you're using. It's actually touch screen here, so that you can see whether you're running off of your LP, your battery, automatic, or then of course electric. So it is a three-way refrigerator that will run off of either your 12 volt, your electricity, or your LP. Did we cover the refrigerator question?
We did, thank you.
Okay.
However, I do have to break in. We have a few guys parlaying on chat right now. I had communicated earlier that the ceiling height is 6 feet 3 inches. People want to know how tall you are. Sonny Hale just chatted in that question, claiming that he knew exactly how tall you were.
Oh, how tall does he think I am?
4 feet 2.
Okay, not quite. I'm actually about 5'5", 5'6" on a good day.
And a good feeling for the ceiling height. It is 6 feet 3 based on the specs. I'm 6 feet tall, so there's plenty of room clearance, even right on top of Josh where the overhead air conditioner is, which we'll get to here in a moment. So
yep.
Hopefully you took the over on that one.
Yeah. Not quite 4'2". I wouldn't have been as good in high school sports at 4'2", I don't think. Located just here is, of course, your microwave. Just below that would be your furnace as well. And then, of course, some additional drawers that give you storage space in as many places as possible. Get some really nice countertop space here located just beyond the two-burner range as well. Now, I don't know if Josh can position himself so that he can take a look inside the bathroom, but we'll try. So Winnebago utilizes the bifold doors. which is a really easy way of getting in and out. They snap into place, which is great, so they're not as cumbersome to move around. This is what's considered a wet bath, of course, is what you're used to seeing in the majority of all Class Bs. So you do have it's a little powered vent that's located just inside, above where the toilet is. They also give you everything so that you can put in all of your shampoo, conditioner, body wash, whatever you'd like into this system here. You also get a nice little storage spot, so that anything that you need to store here in the bathroom, you get a nice compartment to do so. Then of course you have your toilet with the foot flush, drain, the curtain that'll pull across to completely block off this area when you are using it as a shower. You also have the removable drip rod, so that you can get, whether you want to use this as an additional wardrobe space, dry your towels after you take a shower, whatever the case may be, and that'll just pop right out of there if you do need to take that out while you're using it. The shower head does have the easy on and off switch, so that way you can conserve water while you shower. And of course that's hooked right up to the faucet that's in the sink here in the bathroom. Another nice feature that's actually located right on the bifold door is that Winnebago does include a nice little mirror here as well, so that you get a good mirror to use while you're in the restroom also.
And as we wrap up the bathroom, a good question that just came in from Neil and Sherry all the way from Tennessee, wanting to know, how does this bathroom size compare to the all-new Travato? And I know, Casey, you haven't...
I have not seen it in person.
Casey hasn't seen the Travato, but I had an opportunity to see it at the Winnebago dealer unveiling last month, and it's actually slightly deeper is the way the concept is. So you can kind of picture it as though, if you look at it from this perspective, it's a little bit wider, so it is slightly bigger, but the dimensions are actually showing on the floor plans that it is just slightly elongated. If you look at the two floor plans on our website, we actually have some great floor plans of the Travato. We can also show you some pictures that we actually took during the dealer unveiling. So it's just positioned slightly differently. You actually walk in almost from the nose in the front of the private toilet area, so it's just a little bit longer. But width-wise, it's almost identical. So a good question that just came in from Neil and Sherry in Tennessee.
In the Travato, it's a little bit longer?
In the Travato.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, kind of work our way back. What Josh is opening now is actually the wardrobe closet. So you get some nice storage here in this area for some hanging clothes, and then as you can see, this is just the back side of the bathroom where the sink is located. Just above the wardrobe is where the air conditioner is located. As you can see here on this knob, it does have the option for heat, so you can select either low or high heat. So that way, the best time to use that heat strip is when you're in about 40 degrees and above. So that way, it'll just take that slight chill off of the air. Really nice for those spring and fall days where it gets a little chilly at night and you just need to get rid of a bit of that chill. But you don't need the full-on furnace where then you'd be using LP, so that way you can conserve your LP. Here in the rear, this is the second location for that pedestal table that we saw beneath the electric sofa. So that you can use that in either location. The TV also swivels, so whether you're viewing that from back here in more of the bedroom area or up front, you can utilize either one because it does just swivel to turn to go in whichever direction you need it. This is a 22-inch LED TV by Jensen.
And then a good question that just came in from Gary wanting to know where you actually would sleep, and we're about there. So let's go ahead and cover that. So good question, Gary.
So back in the rear, this is actually an electric sofa. So it's similar to any of you that's kind of looked at some of the Class A's and a selection of the Class C's that have a rest easy sofa in it. It's very similar to that in operation. It's a simple touch button in order to go ahead and recline that into a sleeping space. And then this, there you go, perfect. So the switch for that is actually just located right on the end of the counter in your galley. So as you can see, it's extremely easy to make down into a sleeping space. All those seat belts can just simply be pushed down through that, through the crease. And then this actually just flips right over, and that'll fill in this, there you go. That'll fill in this entire rear, so then the rear sleeping space is actually a 70 by 80 sleeping space. that you can make here in the rear. Really nice thing about the 70X is that you do get some really great capacities that actually do have seat belts. There's actually 7 seat belts located throughout the coach. So the 70A, which is the floor plan that isn't quite here yet, it's expected to arrive here within the next week or so. That would have twin beds located here in the rear. That also has the flex bed system, so you can make it into a similar sleeping space as what this is. But of course, just when you have the twin beds, you don't have seat belts here in the rear. It would just be the seat belts that are in the front. Winnebago does use Mcd Roller Shades on all of the windows. So this is a night shade that you can use to kind of block things out once you're parked at your campsite. Very easy to use and keep clean. It's a simple pull and release system, so there's no strings that are involved that you have to worry about coming loose or having to restring. So really nice feature to that Mcd Roller Shade.
Really nice job of covering the inside, Casey and Josh. One question that did come in from Gary wanting to know if the 70A has twin beds, if it's any longer than the 70X.
If the beds are longer?
No, if the actual coach is any longer.
Oh, the coach is still the same length. So regardless of which floor plan you get, the actual RV itself stays the same size. All of your lengths, heights, widths, all of those will stay the same regardless as to which floor plan you're in.
And then again, that would be 24 feet 1 inch is what the overall length is. So another request that we actually had through chat, and a lot of great questions today, is Ricky wanted us to cover a few of the characteristics on the outside of the coach because he tuned in late. So let's go ahead and cover the awning, the outside speakers, and some of the new facets of the outside of the 2014 70X. And go ahead and keep those questions coming, and we'll cover them as we go.
Okay, so for those of you that weren't able to join us right at the beginning, outside a few features that are new for 2014, of course, are the paint that we talked about. You have 3 different options now for the exterior: black, silver, or white. And then as Josh was just showing, the LED strip that's now located in the new electric awning. And as we talked about, that is 12 volts, so you do not need to be plugged in order to have that light strip running. A few other features on the exterior. You get some convenient hookups located just here, so that way you do have 12 volt power, or excuse me, 110 volt power, as well as hookups if you did want to bring like an outside TV. There's a 12 volt outlet here as well as for cable, so that you can plug into that as well. Just above, this is where the 2 exterior speakers are located. So that way, from your stereo system that's located inside, you can actually go ahead and listen to that radio out here underneath your patio awning. And that stereo system that you use is actually located just inside the door. You can kind of see it from here. That's the Jensen stereo. Really easy system to use. It works as your alarm clock, your DVD player, your AM, FM radio, CD player. You can plug in an auxiliary cord, a USB cord. All of that right into that one stereo system. Another thing that they changed for 2014 is this accent panel that you see, this chrome panel. In prior years it was more of a rocker panel style that was located across the bottom, and now they've changed that to be this nice little chrome accent strip, kind of show off more of that full body paint that they're offering now. And that full body paint, it does come this way from Mercedes. In any of the 3 color choices, it comes from Mercedes that way.
And then Casey, Scott and another caller, chat question came in wanting to know if there's any type of a screen for the back door.
There is not currently that I know of.
There are some nice aftermarket accessories that can be added for a lot of the Sprinter vans, so that certainly is possible.
Yep, it's not something that comes from Winnebago, but I mean, the great thing about this Sprinter coach has been around for a long time. Really nice RV, and there's plenty of aftermarket accessories that you can get for really any motorhome. As you can see up front, you do have the nice Mercedes grille, and Winnebago does add these nice chrome accent panels here that just really kind of shows off that front grille. So you can see Winnebago's new logo for the Winnebago Touring Coach division that will be a part of the Era, as well as the new Travato that'll be coming out late summer, early fall.
And then Casey, if I can just interrupt again, Jack had a similar question, but also on the sliding door. And I know, Jack, it is available as an aftermarket accessory. It's not available currently from Winnebago Industries in the stock coach per se.
Yep, we've had a few customers who have looked into a screen door for the entry.
Good question.
So as we talked about, this is the same Mercedes-Benz engine, has the improved horsepower and torque from a few years ago. So it is 188 horses, 325 pounds-feet of torque. So definitely has the power to take you wherever you need to go. This is 16-inch Continental tires that are located around the Era. You do receive 2 house batteries. Just inside the entry door is where you'll find a few of the other things, like your fire extinguisher. That's where the actual pedestal for the table is stored. Clips right into place, so you've got an easy place for that. Winnebago also makes it extremely easy for you to winterize your coach. So you have your controls for that located here inside the door as well.
2 follow-up questions that just came in. A good question from Ricky wanting to know if the stainless steel valance panel has changed for 2014. And as you're covering that, I'm going to swivel back away the passenger seat because another viewer wanted to see the amount of legroom in the Era. So.
Yeah, this panel is slightly different from what we saw in prior years. In 2013, it was more of a rocker panel style of what you might see. It reminds me of what I have on my pickup, I guess, where it was actually about, 4 or 6 inches or so and ran this section down here. And now they've changed that to this slim chrome piece. It's kind of more so of what you see. Denali version of the GMC Sierra is what it reminds me of. So kind of shows off just a little bit of that chrome and then the full body paint, of course. They've also kind of taken down a notch of the amount of decals that are on the coach so that you can really kind of show off the styling of the Era.
And then, guys, I went ahead and swiveled the passenger seat back around so that you can showcase, Josh, for our viewers, just the massive amount of legroom that's in front of the passenger seat, which is equivalent to the driver's side as well.
Yeah, you get some really nice space here in the cab. Mercedes does a lot of really great things up in the cab area. As you can see, the glove box is lockable, and it's actually cooled as well. So that way, if there's maybe a camera or something that you need to throw in there when you make a stop that you don't want it to get warm, you can throw it right into that section. Underneath, I'll pull this up here. Mercedes actually includes a toolbox that's located just in the foot. Kind of has some of your basics. If you were going to change your own tire, you can do that. A lot of us might call AAA instead, but all of that's located there. A couple wrenches, things like that you may need in case of emergency is located right at the feet of the passenger. As Ron mentioned earlier, you do have some nice accent panels that are carbon fiber that are throughout the cab. Some good storage in both of the doors here in the cab that you receive as well. I don't know that we pointed out when we were inside. This is actually the new cabinetry for 2014. Winnebago now offers what they call Aosta cherry. It took place of the Cafe cherry from 2013. It's kind of a nice little middle-of-the-road cabinetry. So it doesn't quite have the type of orange and red that's in the Sunset cherry. That's been a popular option as well, but it's also not quite as light as what the Cafe cherry was. Get some really good wood grain in there.
And then, Josh, while you're showcasing that, just a couple of follow-up questions. Scott wanting to cover again how the water heater is powered.
The water heater, you have 2 options on your water heater. You can use either the LP or electricity on your water heater. So there's a lot of features within the Era that Winnebago tries to make as versatile as possible, so that way if you can conserve LP, you can do that. So on your water heater, on your refrigerator, with the heat strip that you get on your air conditioner so that you don't have to use the furnace. So that way you can really conserve that. It is a 16-gallon LP tank that you get on the Era.
And then also just a follow-up question to clarify the fact that the awning in the Era is actually powered.
Yes. Yep, that's brand new for 2014. So basically what you see on the side of the coach is just the stabilizing arms that hooks right into the sidewall. And then the awning itself is actually powered. So it's just by the turn of a switch that was right inside that's located just by the bathroom that you can go ahead and bring that in without any effort at all.
And then a question from Mike. Josh, if you could just focus in on the stainless steel wheel liners, wanting to know how easy it is to check the inner duals. And it's really pretty straightforward with respect to the stainless steel wheel liners. If you have a double-sided chuck, you can see the stem on the inside there actually for the inner dual. So if you have a double-sided chuck, you can actually check the inner dual pressure even with the stainless steel wheel liners.
That's another change for 2014 as well. We order our coaches with the standard stainless steel wheel liners, but they have changed. In prior years they did offer aluminum wheels, and in 2014 it will now be chrome. But we will continue to order with the stainless steel liners. You basically get the same effect as far as visually, and then you don't have the additional expense.
So really great questions today. Keep them coming in. I'm going to have Josh kind of swivel around the outside here and cover some other facets of it as we wrap up and cover some last questions that our viewers have.
As Ron had mentioned earlier, if there's any RV that you ever want to see more close up, we can do this same type of live presentation on any one of our in-stock coaches at any point in time with any of our sales consultants. So anything that we have in stock here, as Ron mentioned, and I'm sure you all are well aware, we're just 1 mile down the road from the Winnebago, Itasca, and Winnebago Touring Coach Factory.
One final question that just came in from Ricky wanting to know how the new construction is actually going along, and I apologize for all the distractions today, but Josh, if you want to take just a couple shots of the new RV dealership that we're constructing, we are planning on unveiling our new indoor parts store, additional service bays, customer lounge, and an all-new photo and video booth planned for fall of 2014. You can see the footings are actually coming in right now to the RV dealership. So again, I want to thank everybody for checking out our live webcast today of the all-new 2014 Winnebago Era 70X. Keep in mind the 70A is going to be coming here just in a few days. Our dealership's located only 1 mile north of the Winnebago Itasca and Winnebago Touring Coach Division here in Forest City, Iowa. Again, keep in mind any of our sales consultants can do a live interactive presentation from the comfort of your own home or office at any point in time on any of our in-stock RVs. Get out there, go RVing, and enjoy the season.